welcome to the Singletrack Session number 67 here with the TrailManners podcast. Again, Bomber Studios in Ogden, Utah.
Yep.
Right close to the mountain range that we can not see.
We only got 2 more weeks in this studio.
2 more, yeah, that's right.
And then we're moving.
Bomber Studios is getting a new address.
Upgrading.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, 2 more weeks here.
The new place will be warm.
Will it? Joel's got a space heater pointed right at his leg.
Right at my gym.
And he's shaking still.
Yeah,
I'm in
I'm
shorts. Got a puffy on, though. So, man, at number 67 here, Ogden, Utah. And we'll just, kind of briefly brought it up. Can't see in the mountain. So this is like one of the worst parts of living in Utah. I mean, I love Utah.
Living in northern Utah.
Yeah, northern Utah.
Right.
The inversion.
The inversion's hot and heavy right now.
It's like almost as nasty as I've seen it.
Yeah, it's thick. It's foggy. It's dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, the trees look pretty in the mornings.
Yeah.
Because the cold sucked and stays down here. But seeing some people post photos up on the benches and up high, just that sea of filth that we just suck in, and the people that make masks are cashing in right now.
I've seen a couple people wearing them today.
Yeah, I've seen people walking down the street with a
Mm-hmm.
surgical mask on.
I think this is Beijing.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
That's how bad it is.
It's just nasty, and it just
it's
sucks.
going to stick around for a couple more days.
Yeah.
Then I think there's a little system that's going to come in this weekend and clean it out.
Nice.
And then the buoy out in the Pacific popped. So there's a buoy in the Pacific that you can follow.
Okay, I didn't know this.
Right?
This is new for me.
Yeah, it's called the buoy pop is what it's called.
The buoy pop.
Yeah. And when he
buoy
pops, there's reliable correlation between that pop and a storm coming in, significant storm coming in to the western states.
Okay.
And so the anticipation now is the 26th or the 27th, we're going to get a big storm.
Can't do it on the 25th, right, or the 24th?
I would take that because we fly back to
that's
Utah
right.
on the 27th. So
That's right.
I don't want to come back
in the storm.
Yeah, in the big storm and then have to drive home. Yeah, and then shovel. Yeah.
I'll shovel you. If you get it before that, I'll shovel you out before you get home.
I appreciate that.
Well, I didn't know the buoy pop.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's
called buoy pop.
Buoy pop.
Yeah.
So when it pops, is it broken and they have to go out and reinflate
So you get
it?
like this big wave that comes in like that, and then the buoy measures that big displacement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So it doesn't explode or pop like a balloon.
No.
Oh, that's silly.
It's pretty cool.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
The buoy pop.
Buoy pop.
And that just brings me to the song I was singing. I can't remember. Is it the Nilsson? Who is that? The Brothers? Bop, buoy pop.
Oh, man, I don't
Boom,
know.
bop, buoy pop.
That's going to be your earworm all day now.
It is going to be because that song. So I can't remember who sings it. Now it's going to drive me nuts. And it should be. It's one of those little boy bands.
Boys.
Yeah, little
like
kids.
Little brothers.
Yeah. Anyway.
Jones Brothers.
No, it's not those little fellows. It's those Hanson twins or something.
You think
Hanson
so?
brothers. Is it Hansons? I don't know. Screw it. But anyway, yeah, that's interesting. At least we have some storms coming in. Because we're seeing photos that people are posting like, Brandy Vandergraft in Boise. Man, that's some serious snow he's running in. And we don't have that.
I'm okay not running in snow. I just don't want the air quality being bad.
Yeah, and I'm about like water so we don't get, and our thoughts go real quick, go out to the people in California, man. Holy cow.
Yeah, that looks ugly.
That looks really bad. There's a lot of firemen and people from Utah heading out there, so stay safe, everybody out there. That's sad. I see the people at Rabbit keep making posts saying, hey, we're safe. A few people have had to evacuate.
Right.
But yeah, gosh dang it, that just sucks. Let's quit talking about poopy stuff. So our last podcast, episode 107, we had the master of hydration gear on. Bryce Thatcher. As I said before and posted in little verbiage, we could spend a lot of time with Bryce.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stories we didn't get around to.
We didn't, and it was like he was trying to say, so what? Don't let me get off track. I'm like, go off track, man. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's go out to the weeds, see what's going on. But I still think that, he doesn't understand what he's done.
That or he's uncomfortable admitting it.
I think knowing Bryce, I just don't think he sees it. Like, I don't think he looks that way. Right?
Which is pretty cool.
That is
really
really
cool. To be
cool.
that humble.
But I still want to see the new, like a limited edition retro jean pack of some sort come out.
That'd be pretty cool, right?
From when he started. Just something
you
really
can put
cool.
your squirrel's nut butter in?
Yeah, like a little marble pouch for your marbles or something. And I mean marbles, like Tiger's Eye marbles and stuff. But yeah, it was a fun show. Had a lot of fun down there checking out the new gear coming out, the Momentum, Speed Goat 2.0, the new slip-on belts.
I think the new Spry has a double chest strap.
Yep, that VO Max sternum thingy-majobber. But yeah, really cool stuff. And just great sitting in, hanging out, kind of seeing how his brain works, kind of the future, what they're doing there, and just great people. Met Alyssa and Jody and a lot of people down there. So thanks for letting us come and take over your day a little bit. Let's jump into what we've been talking about for 2 weeks a little bit, the Ultra Runner of the Year contest. We're going to leave this up for 1 week just because I don't know when it officially gets announced, and I want people piggybacking.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. They'll be coming out soon, right?
Yeah, that's why it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
So we want you guys out there in TrailManners land to comment on our website because it's easier to follow that, and it goes in one spot. So on this Singletrack Session number 67, put your top 3 men and top 3 women for Ultra Runner of the Year.
And it could be U.S. or European, Asian, whatever.
Anything.
Yeah.
And Tara Humara.
Yeah.
Any of them, right? So just your top 3 male and
if you
top
think
3
Simon
female.
From Australia needs to be in the top 3 male, put him in there.
Yeah, we'll take an Aussie.
Yeah.
Especially when he keeps rocking the swag like he does,
know.
right? Swagging rights, trail cred, all going on. But yeah, so put that on there. We'll let that run for a week. So let's see. We'll cut it off on Wednesday, December 20th.
Okay.
At I don't know.
Whatever. Some point then. Yeah.
Right? So that way you guys can, and we'll get a pretty cool prize out for that. We still got stuff to give away.
Right.
For that. And yeah, I'm excited to see who takes it away. There's a lot of chatter because this next person we're going to talk about has been killing it this year.
Yeah, I think that up until last weekend, I think she was tied.
Yeah.
With Courtney DeWalter.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they were just kind of on par. But this last weekend, I think she ran away with it, literally.
Camille Herron.
Right.
Just killed it this past weekend.
Yeah.
And it's to see some of the pictures, but then to see a little bit of video, because you don't get personality through photos.
You kind of do with hers.
A little bit.
She's having so much fun.
Yeah, but with some of the little video shots, because she went out this week, because she's coming off a 100-mile record.
Yeah.
Right?
At Tunnel Hill. Yeah.
And now she decided, I'm going to grab a couple more before holidays hit.
Yeah, just a couple weeks out.
Before I eat some fruitcake, I'm going to grab a few more.
Yep.
So what'd she do? 50 mile? Right? She broke the 50 mile.
50 mile.
And,
on the track.
Yep.
Broke that record.
She broke the 100K.
100K.
And then she stopped. Had some beer and sandwiches.
Right.
And then busted out.
The 12-hour.
The 12-hour record.
She got like almost 93 miles in 12 hours.
That's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's
crazy.
Yeah, and like Joel said, she has a smile on her face.
Yep.
Has a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see her at the Nordic 7K this weekend, but
well, that's
she's
understandable.
recovering.
If she needs to recover,
Yeah.
we'll give her a pass.
I mean, that's just a serious taper up.
Yeah.
For sure, right? But yeah, just what she's doing is breaking Ann Trayson's records from the 90s.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And those have always been stout.
Yeah, they are.
And I don't know. I can't wrap my head around. I think our 100K was like 7 hours, 26 minutes or 36 minutes for 100K. Just blows me away.
Right.
I can't even fathom.
I know.
Right.
That's running fast.
Super fast.
Around the circle.
Hell, I couldn't.
Over and over and over again.
It's like, huh. I just keep putting my foot right there. So congratulations, Camille. Super cool. And like Jill said, she might have walked away with just Ultra Runner of the Year for both male and female, right?
I think so.
Like she just, I don't know. It's hard to compare what she's done this year to everybody else, but
right.
We could do that all day. Since we're talking about Camille, since we're talking about Ultra Runners of the Year, since we brought up female, male,
right?
She could do overall. There was a hot topic last week.
Oh, last couple weeks.
And it's been blowing up pretty bad because of the lottery systems.
Yeah.
And me and Joel had conversations. I followed a thread to death one day.
Well, we were down at Capstone.
Yep, we were.
And then when that kind of started blowing up, yeah, somebody was pretty upset.
Few people. I mean, that's the thing is you open that box, and it's just, you can go anywhere. It's like spider trails.
They
right?
said that the lotteries are weighted towards men.
They're not fair, basically.
They're not fair.
And they need to be more inclusive to women.
Right.
And people came out with all kinds of posts, and some were well thought out.
Sure.
And some were just asinine.
Oh, just ass hat level was pretty high in some posts.
And I get it. I mean, it's a what do you call those things? Hot topics in the world right now, all over. But with these, and here's my take, and I'm going to throw it out there.
Okay.
So you got the lotteries, and they were. I think they were more leaning towards Western on a lot of these.
I think that was the most fair lottery.
Yeah, but, I mean, because they're saying, because here's Hard Rock's lottery, right? They have their tiers, the Nevers, the 5+ years, and the once starteds or whatever they're called, right? So there's have the 3 tiers. They're saying that more men get in, and part of it was, because they're grandfathering or the people that have finished so many times are in this bucket, and women didn't do that race years ago, right?
That's true. They didn't.
So they don't have as good an opportunity for that top bucket.
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's not favoring anybody or favoring somebody else.
Right.
Right.
Well, I think that Hard Rock has really got a tough position because they really do want to honor those people that made that race what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that made that race were predominantly male.
Yeah.
I'm not saying females didn't have it because both Betsy's were there for years and years. I'm probably missing out on some other females.
Oh, for sure.
But that's just how it was back then.
Yeah.
Right? And that's their lottery. That's how they decided to run it. On the flip side, there's going to be more veterans that are going to be male because there was such a gap between when it got popular with female ultra runners.
Mm-hmm.
That gap was filled mostly male runners.
Yeah.
So it's going to continue to favor male ultra runners.
For a few more years, for sure.
I think for a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
And then that brings up that bigger question, how many is in that bucket? 40 or so?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're pretty much guaranteed to get in. That really disproportionately favors that segment.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them take it away in the next 5 years.
Well, I mean,
and just be a straight up lottery. Doesn't matter if you got in.
One time, never.
Right. Just reward the people that won last year.
Well, and I'm okay with like a Western where they may hold, because I know they get like the
top 10
yeah,
for male
something
and
like
female,
that.
right?
I would be fine with that because not all top 10s are going to come back at Hard Rock where they might at Western.
They probably will.
I don't know with UTMB and everything else. I mean, we're seeing some trend that way, but that's 20 spots.
That's 20 spots, but they only have 140 spots.
But then, right, if you're giving away 20 spots right away, then you already get 50-50, right? There's 10 male, 10 female options. So then you got that 100 and whatever spots left for whoever else.
Yeah.
And the other thing to look at, too, and this was brought up quite a bit, is people weren't really looking at the number of entrants and their gender, right? Because there were more males that entered.
That's just the nature of ultra running.
Yeah,
right
it really
now.
is.
Right now. I mean, it's changing, obviously.
And it's awesome, right? I mean, that's the one thing is like we're totally – and the hard part is how do you make it fair without making it unfair?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Because they'll say, okay, well, let's say if there's 140 people, 70 go to women, 70 go to men. Well, then you're looking at that going –
But did 70 women enter?
That's the thing. But also is – I'm not saying that's not fair, but you're going 70 and 70, and like Joel said, if you don't 70 women enter, then what? And I don't know the numbers. I didn't look at how many entered, and I really don't care, to be honest with you. But the same thing happens at Western States. Right. Now, they have a thing that really got brought up at Western States where, people said, "Oh, I had a friend that got in, right,
mm-hmm.
and then she got pregnant,
right."
Well, then they didn't hold her spot. They didn't put her, to where she gets an extra ticket. They didn't do any of that stuff for her the next year. So, someone mentioned, well, the males have the advantage in pregnancy for these races. Mm-hmm. And you had the best comment ever. It's like, where are we putting our priorities?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Point, what's more important?
Right. And I actually spoke to a gentleman this year who had to drop out of a race because his wife was having a baby. Yeah. Right. Now, that's his choice. Yeah. I mean, some guys would say, all right, I'm running. I'm out of here. You're fine. You got doctors.
Yeah.
And I see the argument there, but I think you put it like, seriously, what's more important? Right. Your baby being born, right? And I understand the women have a much longer, downtime than a guy would. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So I see that point of view. Mm-hmm. But how do you fix that?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I think give them an extra ticket the following year, or it doesn't happen very often. Maybe do make that rule where, okay, we'll hold your spot for next year, but only 1 year.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it the next year, then you give up that spot.
Now, what if a guy doesn't? Like, what if there's a guy that gets in and his wife's having a baby and he doesn't run it?
Nope.
See, and I think that's someone brought that point up. It's like, okay,
Sorry,
then again, it's not. Then again, you're trying to make it fair, but you're making it not fair.
I don't care.
You know what I mean? Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah, at that point, I don't care.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think I totally agree with what you just said. If a woman gets in.
If you knew, I mean, it's very likely that you're going to know that your significant other is going to be due around that time, right? Unless it's a total surprise.
Yep.
And then I'm sorry.
Or not yours.
Right. I don't know.
But people were bringing up some very good points.
Right.
And there was it was interesting to see even some of the, somebody was saying, well, maybe we should make it, like you said, this female, like weigh it towards a female so we can get the field closer. And then a woman chimed in and said, no, because then you're changing it and you're kind of skewing it towards us, which isn't fair either. Right. And so
it'll get there eventually. It might take another 5 or 10 years, but where the pool that's applying for it is closer to 50-50.
Well, and the Nordic 7K this weekend is like 60-40.
Females.
No.
No?
We got 60-40. Yeah.
I'm surprised.
We'll see what happens race day. But here's the thing, though, is every year it seems like we have a topic around these two lotteries, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much more than any of them.
Just gender-based.
Like we've had the gambling thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, why should I have to pay $10 to get into your lottery?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. I remember that a couple years ago.
Yeah. And there was like, we're going to court.
Yeah.
We've had the favoritism, right?
That was kind of big last year, I
It's
think.
like, oh, well, that person wasn't even on the list, and weird, they got one ticket and they got in, and they're sponsored by them, and you're not transparent, so we've had that.
Yep.
So I
think they've done a good job of clearing that up.
Well, I think that's the thing is, I think it's like every year there's going to be something, right? It's just like, what's the hot topic? What's one person? Like, we could easily start one next year. Like, as soon as the lotteries are done, we could chime in. I cannot believe there's not more dudes with gray beards in this race. This is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's just these hot topics that people...
How about svelte dudes with gray beards? Because that's going to be us next year.
Svelte?
Svelte.
I'm in for that. I'm going to put that on the back of my shirt. Svelte. Taper up.
Taper up.
Yeah. But it was a hot topic last week.
It was.
Last couple of weeks. And it's not ever going to go away. And like Joel mentioned, and I think there is, if you're really a data geek, and I know there's some people out there, and I think they've probably even posted things, is, again, I think it kind of comes back to how many people put in and how many people got in. Right. And then, of course, the percentage is lower. And even some guy was saying, hey, I don't know why it's even. These girls are better runners than I am.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's not about who's the better runner at that point either.
No.
Right? It's just about being...
lottery odds.
It is. It's about being fair. It's about, I don't want to say transparent anymore because I don't know really a whole lot more they can do.
I thought Western States was transparent. Hard Rock is still a little bit secretive, but that's their right.
Yeah. Well, again, God. And
people are there watching, right? Yeah. We know Rock Horton is there. And
stand up, dude, man.
Come on, you can't question him, right?
I would never. He said, Eric, you're going to run faster with a thong on. I'm like, done.
Yeah, done.
What color?
What color? Doesn't matter. Just run faster.
Yeah, I think it's just any year that happens is something's going to come up, and especially around these two races.
Yeah.
Just because they're so high profile, everybody wants in. Yeah, the numbers are going up every single year.
Yep.
And I don't see that changing.
No.
Because there's nothing else popping up that's like, races have tried to compete.
Yeah, like Run Rabbit Run's trying
Run and Black
take over.
And it's really funny, like when the lotteries are over, a lot of these other races post, didn't get in, come to our race.
Exactly.
Awesome marketing play.
You saw the inventor of trail running didn't get in the Hard Rock. Yeah. We predicted it.
Yeah.
And he didn't get in.
He's going to Bighorn.
Now he's going to Bighorn.
Yep. But yeah, just crazy, and I hate to see it. I mean, I hate politics on every single level that you can imagine.
Yeah,
I hate listening to it because it's just so.
I actually like listening to it.
I can't stand it because it's just you get too many idiots, and I don't think there's. I honestly, personally, don't even think there's like a real way to do it anymore. I think people are so in the weeds that it's just so personal. It's not about politics.
Yeah, they're all too emotional.
Yeah,
right.
Way too emotional.
They're not thinking rationally.
So I don't like to see that. Anyway.
That's why they need to elect me president. I'll fix a lot of stuff.
I'm
going to move the capital out here, though. We don't need to be back east.
I don't know why you would, really.
I mean, why would you want to go back there?
I don't know. It's East Coast.
We'll have it here.
Put it here, kind of more central.
Yeah.
I think it's closer to the center.
It is. Heart. It's closer to the mountains too, which makes everybody happy.
I would be your person that lets people in and out of your door to your Oval Office. whatever that
I'm going to get a
secretary
Springer
is.
van. That'll be my Oval Office.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Today
right?
we're going to be talking here. Come down and we'll talk about lotteries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like politics at all, and I will never post anything political on Facebook because I just think it's silly. And I'm the same way with a lot of these things for running. I think at the end of the day, let's just run.
Go out and have fun.
You know, that's what it's for. It's not about races.
Yeah.
It's about running. And I know there's there's races I want to do, and there's races everybody wants to do. But at the end of the day, it's not going to butt hurt me to where I'm going to start pointing fingers either.
God, no.
You know?
I mean, we didn't get upset about DNF in a 10K last weekend.
Or even being called out by Logan Ledford on social media.
We're okay with that.
And for the record, Logan, we weren't resting. We were climbing a mountain that morning.
That was hard.
Yeah. So bite me.
Yeah. That was deuce grade for 4 miles.
That was.
We ran every step of it.
Yeah, we
Almost.
I'm trying to remember where we were.
90% of it.
But yeah, so anyway, chime in what you will there. I don't think there's an easy fix. I don't think there's a blueprint for it.
No.
They've been trial and error in these things for years because Hard Rock used to not have the 3 buckets, right?
No.
And now they do, and maybe they don't check into them anymore, right? What's fair?
Dude,
it's
I
their
don't know.
race.
It's their race. They can do
They
what
can
they
do
want.
whatever they want, right?
Yeah.
End of the day. So I think we'll move on from that one.
All right.
Because that was pretty hammered. But yeah, but the other thing, just, I don't know, keep your asinine comments to yourself. Go talk to your,
No, just don't be that way.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. I
There's
think
no-
that's something we've talked about lately. Or not lately, for a while.
Yeah.
Stop being such a douchebag.
Yeah. No a-holes.
There's no reason to be that way. And this not only applies to trail running, it applies to life.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And we talked about bullying on the run the other day. It's the same thing.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like, just quit being such an a-hole.
Yeah, stop, because your kids are learning that.
Yeah. Or
right?
just life's short, man.
It is.
Just go out and try not to be an a-hole.
Oh, God.
That's my
Yeah.
I'm going to put that on a poster with like an eagle and a mountain, and it's like put it in
A tiger.
office buildings. Yeah, tiger riding the
Tiger.
eagle.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, right?
It's not the other way around. The eagle's carrying the tiger.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be cool, too.
That would be cool. We'll
Drops the tiger down for the attack.
Oh, for
the
all the people
bully
that are
attack.
a-holes?
I
Yeah,
like that.
That's really cool. So it'll be like our new guardian.
Yeah.
Like we have like Father Time, the Sandman, Santa, Easter Bunny. We can have the
Okay.
a-hole stopper.
The
Right? Because I'm tired of it, man. I hate negativity and a-holes. All right, we'll move on before I start getting political, which never happens. So the other thing we got, we'll just touch on it briefly because everybody knows about it. We got our Nordic Valley 7K coming up this weekend.
Yep.
Just a couple days away. We've been hot and heavy getting this thing ready. Did a course recon last week with a few of our volunteers.
Ready. Yeah.
One of them, Preston Wood, who got into Western States, who
Yeah.
is a male.
Yep.
Congratulations again, Preston.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Course looks good. We've been kind of, dialing everything in. It was sold out at 100. We are taking a few same-day registrations, but you're not guaranteed a shirt or medal.
Nope.
Still $30.
And if you're a douchebag, we're going to take your $30 and kick you out.
That's right. We'll DNF you on the first climb.
That's right.
Because you started with your left foot instead of your right.
Yeah.
But, while you're there, if you're coming to the race and running, keep an eye out, right? For some dudes.
Ooh.
There's 3 dudes, I believe,
Yeah.
in pink and white hats.
Yep.
They're from Idaho Falls area.
Right.
It's the Putz fellas.
It is the putsy fellas.
And they're going to have some discount codes for the Palisades
Deep.
race. They won't tell us what they are.
Deep
They said
discounts.
people have to find us and
Yeah.
ask us for it, and we'll give it to them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, if you're looking to run that race, find these 3 jokers on the course,
Yep.
pink and white hats.
yeah, before, during, or after the race.
Exactly.
And then say,
And
hey.
go up and introduce yourself
Yep.
and say, what do you got for me? What
'em-
kind of code?
You got to flick them on the earlobe because that's going to sting a bit.
I like that.
And then you got to say, where's my code?
Yeah.
Putz.
Yeah.
So yeah, check those guys out. Awesome. They're coming down from Idaho Falls to support the race and
Mm-hmm.
check it out. And then we talked about it for this month. Good friend of ours, Jim Skaggs.
Yep.
James, as we like to call him.
Yeah, Jimmy Jam.
As we're sipping some brandy sniffners
No, kombucha.
around the fire. Yeah, kombucha. Yeah, you guys got into that last week.
That was good.
I was out. I had a smoothie. But yeah, so the Buffalo Run 25K. It's going to be on March 10th, 9 a.m. start time.
Ooh,
It's open
get
to
to sleep
400
in.
runners.
I like
So
that.
totally get to sleep in, experience the island. And the cool thing is you don't know what you're going to get because it's in its own.
Nope.
They don't have the
They do get a little
boy
bit.
pop.
They do get boy pop or buoy pop.
Buoy pop.
Yeah, they do get a little bit of the funky monkey out there
Yeah.
of the inversion, but at that time of year, the inversion's usually gone. right? But it's like its own little eco weather system out there, right?
Because I remember one time we were doing a training run out there with Jim, and we were coming down on that long stretch on the 50-mile course. We have to go out and back to the ranch. What's that one?
That was a long time ago.
Right? And we're coming back.
That was like 2008.
And we saw this storm coming in.
Yeah.
And Jim's like, we got to get moving. We got like an hour. Because he volunteers out there, so he knows the island.
Oh, and we trusted them.
And we totally trusted him.
That was problem number one.
And he's like, there's a big storm coming in. And we're like, we'll pick it up a little bit. We'll drop down to like maybe an 11-mile pace.
Yeah.
11-minute pace. And about 15 minutes later, if that, blizzard hit.
We got crushed.
We could not see 5 feet ahead of us.
Get back to the car. You couldn't move your hands, your arms.
And so you never know what to expect. And that's what makes it fun.
Mm-hmm.
But we'd love to see you guys out there.
Yeah.
Support Jim's race. It's cool because he's doing 2 different weekends this year. So he's doing March 10th and then March 24th for the other races. But we're going to focus on the 25K because that is such a great race.
Got a little bit of everything.
It is. And it's good if you're just want to dip your toe to see if you like the trail scene because it's not
a little bit longer maybe.
Yeah,
you know what I
mean? It's 25K.
So that's 15-ish miles.
Trail
miles. And we say ish heavily.
Because they're trail miles.
Yeah, because if you go out there and you expect it to be 15.5 miles or 16 and it happens to be 16.24 and you're all butthurt about that, maybe this isn't for you.
Or if you've got a Garmin versus a Suunto versus a Fitbit versus a TomTom or your phone. Everything's going to be different.
It is.
But this was my first ever trail race.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's 2006.
Yeah. It's been 11 years.
It was amazing. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Totally unprepared on how to dress.
Deep.
Yeah.
You've been falling down it for the last 11 years.
And I still haven't figured it out.
I know.
But yeah, such a great race. Such a good. I mean, Scott Jaime ran it one year and had it. He ran the bigger race, but his father-in-law and I think his son Jackson was like 8.
Yeah.
Ran the 25K.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I mean, it is for anybody. It's not super technical. There's a couple little climbs. They're not going to kill you. It's good training.
You get the long downhill that's kind of technical.
You can move on that thing.
You can.
And then you can crush your quads when you get to the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got to climb up the switchbacks. That's what I like about that race.
Once you get on those switchbacks back in there on this race,
that's fun.
That's awesome.
Because it is crazy cool back there.
It is really cool back there.
You're like in a different world.
Yep. But start and finish in the same spot.
Yep.
Your family can come out. It's always going to be a great time.
Yeah.
Again, March 10th, 9 a.m., Buffalo Run 25K. Great race director.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun hanging out with him.
And we're trying to talk him into upping his game on the swag.
Oh, we're calling him out.
Yeah. We need to call him out to make this happen. Now, in the past, Jim's swag has been...
Jim Skag swag.
Well, it's been dated. How's that?
This is Joel talking right now.
So we're trying to help him take that next step, improve his swaggage.
Swaggage.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I think we're almost there.
But yeah, I mean, it's always just a fun time hanging out with Jim. And right now, this is what we want people to start registering right now because he's home.
Yeah, he's got nothing to do.
He's had his second surgery on his Achilles within a month.
But this one looks like it's going to it's going to hold.
I hope so because I don't think they cut any farther up the back of his
that'd be up in his nether region.
Would,
they got
right?
that high.
But all he's doing is sitting home refreshing his entry thing to check how many people are entered. Right?
Yeah.
So let's give him some good days and start boom pounding some registrations in there. Register your friend. Just find their ultra sign up passcode, put them in, say Merry Christmas. There. Let's start training.
Yeah. Speaking of finding a code, that Martinez girl, I think I found her password.
Oh, Megan Martinez.
Yeah.
She's local.
Uh-huh.
She's a photographer.
Yeah.
Professional photographer.
Professional flip phone photographer.
Yeah, she's got an Etsy page. She's got all kinds of stuff going on.
She totally does. Like a 500 pixel page as well. That's where all the photographers hang out.
That's where they do.
Yeah.
It's like the black web for photographers.
She was on the fence about registering. And I asked her for her password so I can help her.
Yeah.
I just want to help.
Just a help guide. That's what we do.
And she was a little snarky about it. I think I found it.
You did?
I think I'm gonna hook her up.
Nice. Congratulations, Megan.
Yes.
We also know some people that we could probably, got some hackers that we know. We hang out at the coffee shop, so we know some hackers.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because they don't do anything else over there at that coffee shop.
But yeah, so love to see everybody out there. It's such a great race. It doesn't matter if it's your first time. If you want to see what you can do, it's a great course to open it up on.
It really is.
To see, how fast you are.
challenge yourself. It's a great training run for either the 2 weeks later for the longer version, or if you want to do something in April, or if you're training for the Gib Wallace race in May.
Which you should be this year.
Yeah.
But the great thing about that race, too, is just the time of year, because you got January, February, and those are kind of yucky months, right?
Yeah.
So to get out on the island on March 10th, just to have those juices flowing, something to train for, and then all the people you get to see. Yeah. It's like all your trail people, right? And if you're new, you get all these new friends on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. And the best part about being new and going out there and experiencing the trail scene, you're like, where has this been?
Where have I been?
Yeah. Why have I been on the roads?
Yep. And then you go home on March 11th or maybe later on March 10th, and you're just crushing ultra sign up.
Oh, yeah. You're like, what's this ultra sign up?
I'm on it.
What the hell? Oh, my God. Look at all these races.
Look at all these races. That one's by my house.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, we'd love to see people out there for that race and support Jim. It's going to be a fun year, big year as well. What else we got going on here?
I don't know.
There's a lot going on. It's just, what we want to bring up. I mean, we're dialing in more stuff for the Ogden Trail Running Festival on May 4th and 5th. We're getting a lot of those boxes checked and clicked. We are still looking for that Kids K sponsor, though. We are very passionate about introducing people to the trails.
Yep.
And this is going to be a great opportunity for just having, Joel's favorite part last year, just seeing all these kids smiling, their parents with them.
Get the Rugrats out there,
yeah,
right?
Man, it's awesome. So we're still looking to sponsor for that race. If you know anybody that might be interested, let us know. What else we got going on? How about a little fantasy football update?
Oh, did you make it?
Oh, I was out of the playoffs. But you know what's funny? I think I had either, and someone's going to correct me, and it's probably going to be Grant. But I was I was out of the playoffs. I didn't have a game. That's how sucky I did. But I think my score was the second highest this past weekend.
Oh.
So I would have beat pretty much everybody but one person.
Gotcha.
So I'll bring results next week, because by the time we talk about this next week, it will be the final two.
You guys will be done?
Yeah. So it'll be one last game before we get on it. But now we're going to get into, I'm going to do Strava Week, and then we're going to have some sweet lead-in music, some Funktown.
Okay.
And then we'll go some Woody Footies.
All right.
First off, the Strava Week, last week, distance. That's going to be a shocker to everybody out there. It was Andy Noyes at 103.4 miles.
Andy.
And run time, another shocker, Andy Noyes.
Yeah, 30 hours.
31:25.
Oh, my gosh.
Climbing.
Shalise Morgan?
No.
Oh.
One more guess. Local guy.
Matt Van Horn?
Trevor Fuchs.
Whoa.
15:8:30.
I still can't say his last name.
I do. It's just Books with an F.
Because I screw it up every time.
I just like it's Books with an F. I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce that.
I messed it up big time.
So
I go right to the naughty word.
Yeah, he does. That's just where Joel resides sometimes, and that's okay. Especially when he's president. You like that.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, everybody there. Now we'll get into the Woody Footies this week. Some new people that I hadn't seen before.
Yep.
If you're new to the Woody Footies and seen some of those, there's a lot from Utah, and they did have that stinking haze.
Yeah.
And as much as I hate it, it kind of adds a cool effect to photos.
It does.
Because if it's clouds, like most people think, look at those clouds. Yeah, they're dirt clouds.
Those are dirt clouds. Especially if you're on top of like Malins looking down to Ogden.
Those are pig pen clouds.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's some cool shots because, anything that, peaks coming through it.
Mm-hmm.
There's some really, really good ones, and it was a little difficult this week.
I was glad to see Megan Martinez finally brought her A game back.
Yeah, I think it was because she didn't charge her flip phone for a while.
Probably. She came back pretty in her classic way. Sweet shot.
Or it could have been she broke her phone and she had to get insurance and they couldn't find a replacement flip phone.
Right.
But yeah, she did. She brought some good ones back to the game. But there's a lot of good ones, some fun ones. I'm going with one this week, so it was my turn.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Which one? Was it Richard Allen's?
No,
He finally brought a good photo to the table.
Yeah, and we'll bring up Richard later on in this show too. But Richard, your game is improving.
Yeah,
right?
Thank you. Maybe when you move to Kansas, he'll get better.
I think
that's one state closer to mountains.
Yeah, and I think he's taking an online
Maybe
photography
that's what he's
course.
doing. Like every couple of years, he's going to move closer. Yeah.
Yep.
I like that.
That'd be good because then he'd have to pass through here and we could hang out with him.
I know, right?
But this week went to somebody I haven't seen, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Right? And the reason, number one, was a killer photo.
All right.
But it's also to a place I want to run.
Oh.
And I've been to, but I didn't run. So it's from Palmer, Colorado.
All right.
Where the Palmer Divide Run Co. used to reside, where I did a show there.
Right.
And had some whiskey. Sundance Mountain, Charles Staiger.
Okay.
And I hope I got your name right, Charles. Awesome shot. Up
right.
high, got some real clouds. Kind of a sun peak going on, some color, some orange, just awesome. I mean, there's a lot of great ones. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty tough, but I liked that one.
Mm-hmm.
So Charles messaged me Manners or email manners@trailmanners.com so we can get out your limited edition hat that is so graciously provided by the Sign Garage here. Elizabeth and Nate, we got them working overtime on our shirts for our race this weekend.
Yeah.
And they're busy because of the holidays, because I guess Christmas is coming up.
I guess that's a busy time of year for those
and
guys.
they're doing some killer stuff. They're doing like stuff on wood now, like photos you can put
nice.
on wood blocks. And
Really?
they have a special going on right now. I saw it on Instagram. They'll put it on a piece of sheet metal, a photo.
Okay.
Looks killer.
Right on.
So they're doing all kinds of new cool
Is
stuff.
that like
so
laser engraved on there?
I think so. They're doing a lot of really cool stuff
That's
right
like
now.
permanent.
It's not coming off.
No.
But yeah, so check them out. Sign Garage on 25th Street. A lot of cool stuff. They're up in their game every week. Some new color leather that's going on hats and beanies.
Oh.
They're doing coasters. They got some flasks for those of you that like to carry around a little warm me up.
Yep. Little fireball.
Little fireball, yeah. So check them out because we can't thank them enough for everything they've provided us over the years, as well as this awesome.
Give them a call for all your needs.
For sure, man. Because they're cool. You can just hang out with them. Just go in the shop, say, "Hey, Eric sent me just to hang out with you.
Oh.
Put me to work."
There you go. Oh, they appreciate that right now, huh?
Yeah, they're busy, and that's awesome. A local company, just owned by them, just husband and wife. They have a picture on the tractor of them. They're really cool. All right, now we're going to jump into Ask Trail Manners.
Right.
So I sent you the first one.
You did?
Because it's
I've read it twice.
It's detailed.
Yep.
So the first one, here it is. Ask Trail Manners. There are two. So thank you for those that are sending those in. Keep them coming. First one, and I'm going to read this word for word.
All right.
Maybe this subject has been talked to death, but I'm interested in listening to discussion on which ultras would be good first. And this is a quote, real ultras. I've done 2 50Ks, but they were rails and trails type stuff.
Okay.
I am not afraid of climbing or descending.
All right.
I am afraid of getting lost and altitude.
Oh.
I live at, and that's capitalized, at sea level.
Right.
I am willing to travel within the U.S.
Okay.
What would be good races to get started with? I've read many of the race descriptions, and it seems like so many of them say very, quote unquote, very difficult or quote unquote, not for the faint of heart.
Oh.
Or something like that.
Gotcha.
I can't tell if they actually mean it or it's marketing.
Right.
I've made a list, but I really don't know which races are feasible. Thoughts from Kate.
Where's Kate live? Do you remember?
She lives at sea level.
That doesn't help us out. Kate, where you live?
East Coast. I'm going.
Is she East Coast?
I'm going East Coast. I should have known.
Shoot.
It's been a week since I saw this one. I'm going to say East Coast, Vermont.
Well, I think maybe talk about the first thing where she says that she's run some 50Ks on rail trails, and she's not classifying those as real 50Ks or real ultra.
Yeah.
I'd say they are.
They're real ultras.
Yeah, I mean,
for
you
sure.
went the distance, and those can be a lot harder than a mountain ultra because you can run the whole stinking thing.
I'd rather do a mountain ultra than a trail rail for sure.
Oh, man, that's too much running.
Amen.
So I think we need to just kind of establish that right out of the gate. I mean, if you want to take that to the next level where you're going to run a more challenging as far as terrain goes.
Okay.
I can see that,
Technical,
right?
maybe?
Yeah, bump that up. Gosh, 50K. So let's just kind of limit it to our geographic region.
Okay.
Since I'm not terribly familiar with
East Coast.
East Coast races,
Yeah.
or let's say like more California or Oregon races, right? So I think if she was going to step up her game out here.
Without stepping too high, right?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I would say the Zion 50K would be a good one.
Okay.
Right? Because it's well marked. You kind of go up on that mesa, and that thing is a butt kicker.
Yeah.
And then when you're up there, it's still pretty it's well marked, even though, man, when you get up there, it's crazy sauce. But it's marked well.
Yeah, lots of trails.
Now it is.
Yeah.
Back in the day when it first came out, it was not marked well
When
at all.
I got lost for hours with a diabetic,
exactly.
That was scary.
So I would say something like on that order of difficulty, right? Like I wouldn't say go do Vaquero Loco.
See, I would. That was the first one that came to mind.
No way, man.
Yeah, that was the first one that came to my mind.
Well, one is marked really well.
It is.
But I think she's afraid of the altitude.
But Zion isn't like it's at sea level, right?
No, but it's not going to go above. Zion's not going to go above like 5,000 feet.
Okay.
Where Vaquero goes above 9,000 feet, almost 10,000 feet.
I'd still put Vaquero up there.
Man,
it's an experience, and I don't
it
think.
Is.
And it says that she's afraid of getting lost, and she's afraid of altitude. But you got to do that, right?
You do have to,
because even if she does
Zion,
she does Zion. Okay,
right.
She goes back home.
Right.
And then, okay, I've done Zion now. I can step it up again.
Right.
It's not like it's going to carry over to the next high altitude race.
No,
right?
It's not.
So I think if you're going to do it, maybe come out, hang out in Yellowstone for a week, a couple days. Right.
Yeah.
So to me, El Vaquero would be one just because of what you're going to see. Because I'm looking at it from all perspectives, not just the course, but like enjoyment level. Like Zion's a great opportunity because you're down somewhere different.
Right.
They can explore down in southern Utah.
I think Herron would be a good
Herron would be a good one.
Right. You're not gonna get lost. The altitude's not too bad.
It's not a lot of climbing.
Yeah, and you're close to the Yellowstone National Park and Grand Teton National Park.
Yep.
So you can go do a little sightseeing.
Because if you're going to spend the money to come out here, because again, we're talking about our geographical region.
So that we're assuming that's kind of what she was kind of asking about, right? I mean, if this person does live on the East Coast, Mount Mitchell would be a good one.
Yeah.
Right? That's like stepping it up big time. It's 40 miles. The weather could be a little scary. I think they marked the crap out of that course, though.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's me. I'm thinking of it as coming out here, and if you're going to come that far, spend more than a couple days just for the race. So I'm thinking Zion's a great one. I think Harriman's another good one. I still think El Vaquero's a good one.
I like El Vaquero, but I think that I'm just trying to cater it to her desires.
She's got there's just like the one high point, right? You got to get up to it from the start of the 50K.
Do it twice, though. Yeah,
but then the other one, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little different with the altitude thing because I don't. You get
nervous about that one. That you're kind of throwing them under the bus right away.
Yeah, but if you're going to 5,000 or even there, I mean, 5,000 is going to rock them.
Yeah, from sea level, it will.
Either way. So I mean, to me, it's like, okay, what level are you? Is it keep getting harder or worse? Right?
Well, it gets significantly harder after like 4,000 feet.
Okay, so they're hitting 5 at Zion, so they're still going to be up there. So that's why I said that's one of the ones I think. I think, like you said, Harriman's a good one.
Harriman would be a good one.
Palisades might be a good one.
They don't have a 50K, though. They don't have 50 miles.
But she didn't say. She said, interesting listening discussion on which ultras. It wasn't just 50K.
Okay, I thought we were, for some reason, keeping it to 50K. No. Gosh, if we were
because you go 50, I'd say 50 mile would be the crest.
Yeah,
right?
let's do that then.
So 50 mile to 50K.
I'm going to say not the putts.
I don't know. I kind of...
Dude, that thing is...
Maybe not the first year.
That thing is super advanced. I think there's a lot of climbing on that.
I know there is on the marathon.
Yeah, exactly. So if we're looking at 50 mile, I'm going to say no to Scout Mountain.
Well, see, it's hard for us because most of the races aren't geographical area. There's climbing or it's at elevation. Because we could bring up Gabe's race, right? Rough and tumble. It's 50K, but you do have some climbs. You know what I mean?
Hard climbs, too.
So I think...
Like super hard climbs.
So maybe we, sticking to our geographical region is going to be a little difficult, because of that region.
Yeah, but there's flatter races. I mean...
Yeah, but let's
Pony Express.
Let's not do a flat race. Rail and trail.
Right.
Let's not do a flat race.
Pony Express would be a good one. It's 50 miles.
Moab. 55K.
Yeah.
That could be a good one.
Yeah, that one. I think they marked that one well. Plus, there's enough people. You're just following people. That's another good one.
That could be an option. Arches in January.
Yep. Monument Valley.
Monument Valley would be pretty.
Yeah, if you're going to travel out here for something, that would be one to do.
Yeah, Monument Valley on the reservation.
That one marked really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's actually a little confusing. Let me back that up. It was, thank God for the aid station people saying, you got to go that way.
Go to the desert.
Yeah.
Go to the sand. Go to the hoodoo.
Yeah, you got to go back through that sand section. You're like, damn it.
God, I'm trying to think of more. Because I think, again, it's tough for us. We haven't done a lot of races in... I think Oregon, there's some awesome ones. Like, you could probably check out a bunch of James Varner's on Rain Shadow Runnings.
Yeah,
and he's super good to give you information if you ask.
And he marks his courses really well. I know that for sure.
Yeah, so there's like Deception Passes. There's Sun Mountain. There's some
Any
in Portland.
of his races are going to be good. I feel comfortable saying that.
Yeah.
I think anything put on by Jamil.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to get...
You're going to get something quality down there in Arizona, and that might be a good place to look, too, because the elevation's going to be lower, the marking's going to be really good, and you're going to have a fun time. The Red Mountain 50K.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. There's two. I would say the Red Mountain 50K.
Yep, there you go.
And then just stay a week or two and come do the Buffalo Run.
There you go.
Because it's a different area, right? You get a little bit of climb.
Totally two different environments.
Yeah, completely. And you get and we'll take you out for a beer.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's another good one.
Okay.
And you're close to airports.
Yeah.
Which is easy.
So this discussion kind of brought up a good point, is that there's this certain class of like 50 milers, and I would say it's like Scout Mountain Ultra, Putts, what's that one down Provo?
Squaw Peak. Yep.
Squaw Peak. That they're the different level, right? Because they all have over 10,000 feet of climbing.
Yep.
The courses are marked really good.
Yep.
Traditionally, they're marked really well, right? And then you're trying to find that next level down where something's a little bit easier. There's not a whole lot out there.
Twisted Fork.
That's a 50K.
Yeah.
No, it's 60K. I'm sorry. So that's
so
38 miles.
Yeah, still.
So that would be a good one.
Park City.
Park City, I think that's going to be marked really well. So that would be a good option. Yeah, just looking at our geographic region, I don't know if there's something that's like that next level down. It's like you just got to like jump in. It's like
you got to pick and choose what's because they're
for sure. Bryce is high though, man. You're above 8,000 and 9,000 feet the whole time.
And you're coming from the East Coast, the heat.
Yeah, and that thing's marked pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's kind of our thoughts, right? And again, it's kind of sticking to our geographic region.
I don't think we did a good job of answering that one.
I think we gave some options, but at the end of the day, they have to look at the course to see what the pros and cons are. Right.
Okay, I would say don't be afraid of the marking.
Yeah.
Right? Because you just never
Don't
know.
be afraid of getting lost.
Right? Because at the end of the day, something's going to happen probably, right?
I mean, if you're scared of getting lost, night races, that would be more scary than like a day. 50K,
it always seems like
50 mile.
something happens during the race, like a ribbon gets pulled, whether it's on purpose or inadvertently.
Drunk sheep herder.
Yeah, some animal comes by and pulls a ribbon.
Yeah,
right?
eats it.
Yeah. The elevation thing. I think if you're trained up enough, like if you got a really solid base of fitness, that won't affect you as much as it normally would.
Yeah.
If you're tapering up like our program,
yeah,
that might be a little bit hard on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you might have to take a different training approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some ideas there. Feel free to ask specifics, but always feel free to reach out to a race director too.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully and I don't know, there's some, like she mentioned, is it a marketing thing? Very difficult, and it is. There's some that that do that, right?
Sure.
But I think like a James Varner, a Jamil Curry's race, Jim Skaggs. I think there's enough those older school good races,
right?
Or find someone on their run list that's run it before and ask them.
Yeah, talk to them.
Yeah, because they'll be honest with you. Me and Joel will be, and I know a lot of runners out there would be as well, because we get emails, and a lot of people do. So that's another avenue to kind of check into it, and like Joel said,
you can get out on the course beforehand.
It's always a plus. Just that feel good, right? Just that okay, I'm more relaxed.
I mean, a lot of times you can get that GPX coordinate, and you can just download it into your app on your phone.
Yeah,
and that can get you from A to B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the first one.
Okay.
Second one, this one just came to us, and so you haven't even had a lot of time to think it over.
Well, you said it came from.
So here it goes.
From Richard Allen, right? So of course I didn't think about it.
So here's how it came in: the Maharajas of mountain trails. So that was addressed to us. Yep. The Maharajas of the MMTs.
Royalty.
If you had the opportunity for a runcation anywhere or for any race/event in the world, and money, logistics, work, etc. weren't an issue, where would you guys go? Sincerely, mountainless Midwesterner Richard Allen.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough one because I've seen so many beautiful places I would love to go.
Yes.
Iceland, and the two places that come to my mind right out of the gates would be Iceland, and I want to go visit Simon in Australia. I bet he's got some killer spots.
The Blue Mountains down there look pretty cool. But there's a lot of poisonous snakes down there.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Sorry, Simon.
But yeah,
Eric can give me a trip report.
Yeah, I'll do a blog post.
Ooh, New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand.
No poisonous snakes there.
So that's what New Zealand. That would be me. New Zealand and Iceland would probably be the top of my list if money. Yeah. All that was. I mean, I could go on for 10 minutes on other places I'd love to go.
Then of course, UTMB. Yeah, that's my top 3 right there.
That would have to be in my top 3, especially with the, UTMB. You can run the race, you can run the smaller ones, you can get on the course.
Yeah,
just the experience.
Go over there for a vacation and just run.
Yeah, but
how much fun would that be?
Oh, it'd be so fun. But that'd be my top 3, I think. Iceland, New Zealand, and UTMB.
The number 4 for me, and I need to kind of look into this a little bit more, is there was a race over in China just recently that Schlarb and Mayor June went and did.
Oh, yeah.
And they were posting pictures from that valley.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shoot, that looks sweet. I forgot what that race is called and the valley is called, but that looked awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's this unknown, untapped area. I want to go check that out eventually.
Yeah. That's not on my top 10.
Yeah, that's top 10 for me, somewhere in there.
I think, and if I went even more, I would say Oregon to me would be a place I'd like to explore more with all the ferns and the green. And I know that's not
I think
a pie in the sky thing.
More up there where Hart lives is where
Washington,
I want to go check out. Yeah,
Bellingham area. Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun to go up there. Just, I mean, every week he could win WDYFTY every week, except for last week when he was all methed out.
But yeah, it'd be cool. You could run with Jeff, and you could have John come down from Canada.
Oh yeah,
if he's allowed to get over
John
the border.
No, he's not allowed to. I don't think so.
But yeah, that's a good question. I know that's so much of that's personal preference, really,
right.
Because I like the green, lush water stuff. So that's why Iceland, New Zealand, that's the pictures you see, right?
Yeah.
So those are, and UTMB is a different scale, but I know there's people that would have more of a, I don't want to say sand, but I mean, there's people that like Ireland would be a cool place.
Ireland would be way cool.
Right? So
yeah, there we go.
But it goes in to me, that's like an Iceland, New Zealand, Ireland. They kind of
that's
in that
kind of the same feel,
buckety
right?
feel,
yeah.
right? I know there's weather and bogs or whatever, but
Bogs.
because the next thing you get to would be people that enjoy flatter, maybe a marathon de sable, something like that. Right? Because I know there's a lot of people that dream of stuff like that. But I'm out of that. I'm not a desert guy. I'm not a heat guy.
I think it'd be cool to go over to Morocco, right? And because they got some big old mountains over there and explore that area. That'd be fun.
I'd just go over there to eat some crickets or something.
Crickets.
They have crickets on a stick.
I think that they have some yummy food over there.
They do, but I've seen crickets on a stick.
Okay.
And they cook them fresh. I'd try that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that'd be mine. I think that'd be mine.
Hawaii?
Yeah, I mean...
up there in the volcanoes, up high. That looks pretty cool.
It'd be probably top 10 for me. I think that'd be all right, top 10. But and I think it'd be cool. Again, it's a different thing because I'm really into green, ferny water.
Well, I think you can do that right with Hawaii. You can start down low in the lushness.
Yeah, and then go
run
up to the
high.
rocks.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. I'm not a huge Hawaii guy. I don't know why. I don't know. Trapped on an island kind of freaks me out or what, but I run out of real estate.
Are we all trapped on an island?
Oh, here we go.
Right?
On our own island.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's my answers. I think Joel gave his, but that's a good question, mountainless Midwesterner. And I'd love to see where you end up because it sounds like maybe you got something planned.
I think he does.
Yeah.
I like his progression. Like every couple of years, he's moving a different state, a little bit further west. I know where the recruiting center is here in Ogden. It's right next to the Little Caesars.
There you go.
There you go, Richard.
And then
we'll hook you up.
We know some people.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it for this week. A lot of stuff going on. It's a holiday season. I know we don't cover a lot of races. Just a lot of stuff going on between our races, things we're doing, everything you guys are doing out there. Keep the orders coming. Keep the emails coming for the Ask TrailManners. Just random, hey, what's up type stuff. Still looking for that first beer order for the holiday season, but I'll keep checking my door every day when the UPS guy drives by.
I know.
That'll be cool. Hint, hint. Just kidding. Or cheese curds. Or either way. I think that's it, Joel, this week. We got a couple more left here in this Bomber studio before Joel moves out.
One more.
Joel's going to take a little vacation here at the end of the year. Wish us luck this week at the Nordic Valley 7K. If you're coming out, say hello.
Yep.
We're going to have some swag there. Yeah, we're going to have some swag there.
Yeah.
I might even bring a couple beanies to sell because it might be cold.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah, move a couple beanies. So bring your money for your beanie. And then just keep yours posted for some new events we got coming up as well as the Ogden Trail Running Festival. And keep Woody Footies, Tooey Wooies alive. We will be back with you next week for Singletrack Session 68.